I'm going to invite now Felicia Kaizer and David Vitale Wolf to share their personal prayer.
This is going to be a vibe shift. Okay, here we go. Good Yentif. Maybe we'll just take a breath. We'll do it again. We'll take another one. Yahi ratzon milfanecha. May it be your will that we heal our broken hearts out loud and together. We are struck by this year's Piyot, which asks us to be our full selves as we request, cry, and sing all at the same time. Some of you know our two boys, Aviv and Micah. They're excited that it's our turn now because they're very eager to go back downstairs and play. Before Aviv and Micah joined our family, we had another baby. Her name was Rani, and her name means all at once, to cry and to sing out with joy. This past August marked Rani's 10-year yard site. David and I were just a few months into our marriage when I found out I was pregnant with her. Being pregnant is so crazy, and I had never experienced it before. The morning sickness, why do they call it morning sickness if it lasts all day? The debilitating fatigue that made my middle school case of mono seem like a pleasant memory. Friends told me that I would start to feel better in my second trimester. They were right, thank God. Maternity clothing actually started looking a little cute, and my nausea went away. At night, I would place David's hand on my belly so he could join in the delight of feeling her move around inside me. The weirdest and coolest feeling ever. We soon figured out that she moved even more when David played guitar for her. Her apparent love of music would become an inspiration for her name, Rani. With my third trimester, the back pain became my new enemy, and I was uncomfortable most of the time. The latest pregnancy inconvenience, but it didn't matter. It turns out 34 weeks is more than enough time to fall completely in love.
While Rani grew from a grain of rice to a gorgeous baby with dark hair and attached earlobes, just like Felicia, we spoke to her about all the things that she would eventually experience in this incredible world. Ice cream, crashing waves of the ocean, books, sidewalks, blue sky. Especially as Felicia's belly grew, our friends and family shared in the expectation and the excitement for Rani's arrival. An arrival that seemed like a foregone conclusion until unimaginably Rani's heart stopped beating just before her due date. When Rani died, it was as if all those joys died with her. We were completely broken, disoriented. We spent most of our time at home, but when we would venture out on walks in the neighborhood, it was almost impossible to make it a block or two without needing to pause on a bench to cry. Sometimes we'd be on the phone wordlessly sobbing to our family and friends. Sometimes strangers would stop us and ask if we were okay, and when we shared, no one questioned our tears. No one tried to calm us down. No one really tried to comfort us. They just witnessed. We were just two walking waterworks. During this time, Felicia and I attended weekly Kabbalat Shabbat services to say Kaddish. We sat in the same seats week after week near the back of the shul and quietly cried. Our rabbi at the time stocked those rear chairs with extra boxes of tissues. Most around us had no words to say, but many offered hugs and kind glances. Fellow congregants who saw us from across the shul bore witness to our pain and sadness. And as wrenching as this time was, there was a blessedness to have this permission to grieve while in the presence of others. And the witness offered by strangers, friends, families, acquaintances was an immense blessing for us. It is this witness we want to highlight today. In his book, Inciting Joy, Ross Gay describes this witnessing of grief as a falling into each other. He writes, "But when we allow and expect each other to change, and even more to the point, when we witness the learning, the changing, the grieving with curiosity and patience and care and love, when we make room for and witness and invite each other's unfixing, and so are unfixing ourselves. When we join the grieving, or when we join in grieving, and when we do it again and again, making of that soft, mutual, curious, groundless witnessing not only an endeavor, but also a practice. When we do these things, we fall apart into one another. We fall into each other. This falling apart, falling into others, falling into the witness of loved ones and acquaintances allowed us to rebuild from that immense sadness. I have vivid memories of crying through Kaddish. The first words of Kaddish were almost unbearable. It was like jumping into loneliness. But then the congregants around me responded with Amen and Baruch Hu. Those responses were like cool water catching us after a blind leap.
Ronnie, my song, my joy, my cry. On her yahrzeit each August, all four of us visit Ronnie's grave and tell her about the amazing things in this world. Oh my God. Wait, I actually need those glasses. Okay. Okay. This year, after rearranging the rocks and shells delivered over the years, I shared about our recent family trip. David shared about the taste of peaches. Aviv told her about his favorite musical. Aviv, which one? Of course. And Micah told her about our amazing whale watch, and he also wanted me to add chicken nuggets, right, Micah? Each August, we participate in this family ritual of going to her gravestone and talking with her about our joys. It's the saddest and most beautiful thing. I cry every time. Tears of sadness and joy mixed together. I listen to my boys recount their delights to her. And I know they are learning. They are learning invaluable lessons about how to love and how to grieve. This has been Ronnie's gift for our family, and I hope for us all. Ronnie, to cry out and sing with joy. Our prayer for our community is this: may we grieve in public. Let no one's grief be a burden carried alone. May those who grieve ask for support. Let their asks be received like a gift, an opportunity to be kind, compassionate, and significant. Let this be the year when the cries of those in mourning awaken us to the grief that we each need to express in order to live our lives with joy and love. May we heal our broken hearts out loud and together.
Amen.